Good evening from warm and sunny Vancouver, BC. We are Grow Up, Level Up, the weekly podcast where we talk about the fun and games that helped us grow up, as well as the games that we choose to play today. But today we have kind of an interesting one because we're flipping the tables a little bit. Jordan is going to interview me about what I've been up to for the past 3 weeks, semi-secretly, not really. This is Grow Up, Level Up. Intro. I forgot to upload the intro, but I don't have the technology to put it in, so this is the intro. Welcome, everybody, to Grow Up, Level Up, the podcast, like I said, where we talk about the fun and games that helped us grow up and the fun and games we choose to take part in today, or in my case, every weekend. My name is Samson, aka Samson XP, and joined to me today is Sir DRJF.
That's me.
Welcome in. We are live today on twitch.tv/growuplevelup with everybody in the chat. We got Perry Chu, we got the French Dip Design, Elgator, Mjolnir, Gianni, Batgirl, Blaster Goblin was in here earlier. And I just want to say, welcome in, guys. Thank you for coming in. We are a podcast that like to talk about all the fun and games that help us grow up, or the gaming-related events that we take part in each day. And that's the topic of today. I'm going to be talking about the 3 game-related events I took part in the past 3 weeks. I've been busy, Jordan. I've been busy. But
you have.
Before we talk about me, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's a chaotic time of year as we wind down the school year. My kid has, today's Tuesday as of recording. So we got 5 days of school left, and then she is done grade 2, and shortly after that I'll be taken off for a little bit. So it's a wild time trying to get everything in order, trying to get everything booked for our little trip. But yeah, it's gonna be good. So
very true. Yeah, it's coming up to the end of the school year, which is super exciting for everybody involved. I'm busy at work too, like lots of families trying to close up the school year before everyone goes off on vacations or takes a nice little break. So it's been busy, but like a nice busy. It hasn't been stressful, which is always a blessing. But on the topic of being busy, I went to 3 events these past 3 weeks. If you're reading the title or reading the description, you might already know what they are, but I can't wait to talk about them because I've been holding in talking about them.
He's been holding it.
I've been holding it. That is an inside joke.
You're not supposed to call out an inside joke.
Are you not?
You just let it happen.
Whatever. I've been holding it for 3 weeks now, and I can't wait to spiel. Maybe I'll share some photos and some videos as we go along. I think I have the technology for that, but it's going to be pretty packed. So grab your favorite beverage. I got my Coke Zero here for the evening, and we will dive into it. But first, I need to remind you that this is Grow Up, Level Up. I already said what this podcast is 2 times. I'm not going to repeat it a 3rd time. But if you like what you're listening to, if you like our vibe, this chat, make sure you follow us, subscribe to us, follow us on all the podcast services. If you really like us, give us a thumbs up. And if you really, really like us, subscribe. And if you love us, well, I have an exciting announcement, Jordan. If you go to growuplevelup.com right now, you'll see our latest episodes, which I will touch on. But you will also see that we got 2 new pieces of merch for the good folks on the internet. We got the Grow Up Level Up hoodie version 2 and the Grow Up Level Up trucker hat because it's summertime.
Now,
and I love good old trucker hats.
I think you better show the best part of that new hoodie. It's actually twofold, but you're going to have to click into it.
I'm clicking into it.
Well,
I think the first one is that it's slightly cheaper for us.
Okay, this is true. There are 3 benefits to this new hoodie. Number 1 is the price. Number 2 is look at all those color options.
Look at all these colors. Of course, graphic made by friend of the show, the French Design, Cameron French, who's here in our chat tonight. And yeah, I decided that, hey, it's summertime. We got to throw up some new colors. We got a green one, pastel one, a beige one, or sand, as they call it.
That's right.
We moved the logo slightly to the side because we realized.
Number 3. That's the 3rd best thing about this hoodie. The logo doesn't hide behind a mic when you have it centered.
That logo doesn't hide behind the microphone, which we didn't think about the first time. But now it will be on the side. So I got mine coming in. We got, of course, the logo on the side, but also, as a couple keen-eyed viewers in the chat has seen, we got the big Sunny on the back for this one. We got the big graphic. Sunny, of course, our unofficial, official Grow Up, Level Up mascot, also designed by the French Dip Design. And they have gracefully graced us on your back. So if you want one of these hoodies, go over to growuplevelup.com. Not only does it support the show, but you get to show that you're a real Gulu gang out in the world.
That's right.
Chat is popping off. Thank you so much for the support for this. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
quite excited about this. I haven't ordered one just because, again, I'm about to take off for a bit. And I don't want anything to arrive while I'm away, but I will be getting one of these. Samson asked me what colors I liked. And I said, I'm really into this like cream kind of beige color. And he was like, does sand work? And I was like, that sounds perfect. And then I also suggested the pastels. And now we got that pink. We got that light blue kind of color. We got that. That one's a little more, but
I got the gold.
Yeah.
White, black, white, military, green, all that.
Military. We should do a
Gianni's
camo.
saying we would.
Go ahead.
No, Gianni's saying we would kill for Sunny.
We would kill
Some
for
say.
Sunny.
Some say it's already happened.
Yeah. How would you know? Also, one thing I love to point out about Sunny is that we spell him Sonny, not Sunny, like the sun, because it is half of Samson's name. And he is the one that came up with that. And unless Cameron suggested that, but I think it's just amazing. I think it's genius. So there you go.
A little bit of me, boost up my ego,
Yeah, that's right.
Not enough of that going around.
Yeah.
So if you feel like supporting the show, or if you have the means to, of course, you don't have to buy a hoodie to support the show. Sharing the podcast is enough. Just being here is enough. But if you do want to purchase a hoodie to support the show, you can do that at growuplevelup.com. Well, Friendship Design saying Sunny because of Sam's son, and also Jordan is my son.
That's right.
He birthed you.
He birthed me. I came right out of that canal.
Out of the French dip hole. Well, I'm gonna switch seats a little bit here. Most of this episode's gonna be talking about me and my experiences the past 3 weeks. So I'm gonna let Jordan take over the hosting seat. Jordan, are you ready to go?
I'm so ready to go that I'm about to hijack this whole show and talk for a few minutes about my own thing.
Shoot, that's right. Jordan, can you tell me about a little game you've been playing, about maybe like a small indie project you've been playing?
Yes, I've been playing this small indie game called 007 First Light. Now, no spoilers. I just want to give a quick little 1-2 about it because I did finally beat it last night. Now, shout out to a bunch of people in the chat because they did see me stream probably the first third, maybe the first half of the game, because that is what I was playing mostly when I had my crazy streaming week where I was all alone in the house, so I did nothing but stream. So shout out to everyone if that was there for that. But after I kind of got through that, I played it a few times on my own. Shout out Batgirl there. She was there for most of it. I did play a bit of it on my own. And then eventually, the family got back. I couldn't stream as much. And I really found I was like just kind of waiting to like finish it. And eventually I just had to be like, you know what? I'm not going to finish it on stream. I'm just going to have to get through it. So I finally wrapped it up last night. I will say after the first little bit, I was tempted to give it a 10 out of 10 on a rating scale. It really does speak to my likes and fancies when it comes to gaming. It is very action adventure, akin to Uncharted with its own kind of twist, its own kind of flavor. As I kind of got further in, classic Uncharted syndrome, I felt like it dragged a little bit. There were like maybe a few sections that, although they definitely serviced the plot and like furthered the story, I was a little bit like, I feel like we could have wrapped this up a little sooner. But regardless, I had a ton of fun. Ultimately, if I had to rate it, I land on a 9 because I had a ton of fun with this game. It might be my game of the year right now. Obviously, I did give Mixtape a 10 out of 10 for entirely different reasons. If you're curious about that, go listen to our Mixtape episode because I cry in that episode. That's not why you should listen to it, but hey, if you ever want to see me cry, go back to that one. But anyways, 7, I had a fantastic time. It does a lot of things right. It does a couple things just about right, but in such a way that it makes me excited for a sequel to this game. I think there's sort of areas where they could clearly improve or expand without getting too deep into things. So yeah, now I'm really psyched to see what else they do. But ultimately, I forget who plays James Bond. He's excellent. The performances are excellent. The animation is excellent. And just the 007 story that they tell is like so great. Absolutely. Just positively a ton of fun. So that's my quick 007 First Light review.
Yep.
Yo. Are you going to play it?
I want to. I 100% want to. It's just, a matter of finding like the time and means to grab it, So
fair enough.
I will eventually get to it. I do want to do it by the end of this year. It's on my list.
Yeah.
But it's just trying to figure out how to fit it into my gaming schedule. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. Samson, I'm seeing in the chat people saying that you might be frozen, your camera. So maybe just turn it off. Turn it back on. I don't know.
Oh, there we go. Oh, it was a Riverside thing. I'm moving now.
Okay.
Now into the thing.
Gotcha.
We're good, people. All right, we're good. We are a professional.
I wasn't sure if that was like a statement. You were just saying we're good people, or if you were asking.
Calm down,
chat,
everybody.
But...
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. There's our boy. Thank you, Gianni. Thank you. Perry,
I'm alive.
Confirming.
I was stuck in the 007 list realm. I was in the Phantom Zone. So I guess my last question for you about 007 is: do you think I'd enjoy it as somebody who likes 007 but like doesn't love 007? But I like Uncharted.
Definitely. I'm not the biggest 007 guy. I know a lot of the history of 007 because I had my cousins, for whatever reason, they owned every 007 on VHS. I remember going to their house, putting 007, like any of the old movies, on the TV, and then making like racetracks for cars out of the like box that all the VHS tapes came in.
Okay, yeah.
And like playing cars while watching 007 in the background. And so I know like the history of 007 pretty well. When Casino Royale came out, the latest one, like the second Casino Royale, the remake with Daniel Craig, because there was a classic movie that was also Casino Royale. Anyways, I was big on that for a while, but like then that was kind of late teenage years even. I think I saw up to Skyfall, but like I don't remember anything of that one and the one that came before it. I haven't seen any, like probably the last 2, maybe 3 of the Daniel Craig movies. So I'm definitely not the biggest James Bond guy. I wasn't really drawn into this because it's James Bond. I was drawn into this because people started making the comparison to Uncharted. And it's an origin story, right, for 007. It starts at the beginning and then things ramp up from there. And I think it's really smart of them to do that because it takes a lot of that history out of the picture. So I definitely think anyone who is a fan of just action adventure games, get in there. Even if you're not strong on like the shooter side, they make that stuff pretty welcoming. They make you feel like a badass because it is kind of a sleight of hand trick where like when you're shooting, it does a little bit of like auto aim to the head. And like at first you're like, am I that good? And then you kind of start to realize as you do it more that like, no, when you pull out your gun, like you aim and then it's just like, and it just like adjusts it just a little bit on its own. So you get a headshot like almost immediately. And it just feels so good because you really do feel like a 00. So anyways, it's a ton of fun, but
okay. It's on my top 5 games to get around to this year, if that makes sense. So I'm excited to play it.
Fair enough.
Now I'll actually push the host chair over to you now, Jordan.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that. I did want to talk about 007 because it is the only thing I've been playing other than Fortnite, really. So I'm happy to finally close the book on that. But now we can close the book on what you've been up to for the past 3 weeks. Of course, anyone that has been following you on social or maybe following the Grow Up Level Up account on socials has probably seen that you've been running around taking advantage of the events that Vancouver draws in, because certainly we don't get all these crazy events out here. I'm guessing I think we should probably start at the furthest one back from today. So
yeah, let's go in chronological order.
Yeah, so let's start with the Riftbound qualifiers. I think that was back on May 29th, the weekend of that, 29th, 31st, something like that. So for the non-knowers in the chat, including myself really, because I didn't know what this was until you told me about it, start at the beginning. what is Riftbound? How'd you get into it? And
Oh boy.
then we'll get into the qualifiers.
So Riftbound. Have you heard of a little game called League of Legends? Has everybody in the chat heard of a little game called League of Legends? You know, one of the, for over 10 years now, the biggest esport in the world, probably Korea's main esport.
Right. I think they made that show. No, they made the game after that show Arcane, right?
Yeah. Yes, yeah, that's right. The award-winning, beautiful, like probably the most beautiful show I've ever seen.
Exactly.
Arcane. Yeah, so League of Legends, this is their foray into a physical trading card game. Many years ago, they actually did make a digital card game closer to a Hearthstone called Legends of Runeterra. And functionally, it functioned a lot like Hearthstone, and it was a digital game. Unfortunately, that game didn't take off to like resounding success because, ironically, I watched like a video on this. I wish I can credit it, but it came down to like they couldn't make money off of it.
Oh, really?
Because their whole thing is like, hey guys, we're good for the players.
Right.
We're not going to do booster packs. If you want the card, you can earn it or you can like pay for it. Unfortunately, apparently,
that's
not a good business decision model. Because people like opening packs. They like watching people be like, whoa, I pulled the full art, I pulled the rare. Like people like watching that. So many years later, they come out with a little game called Riftbound, which is a proper foray into a physical trading card game. As of now, there's no like official online client. There are like other clients, and I'll come back to that, but it is purely physical. Mjolnir in the chat saying they are coming for my MTG card addiction. If you get a chance to look at some of these cards in real life, Mjolnir, these are like probably, I would say, the most beautiful physical cards out there right now. I should have brought my deck over, but like, yeah, the texture on them, the hollow on them, the art is just like they're trying it, as well as like the card stock they use is even thicker. It's quite interesting. So, anyways, Riftbound came out pretty recently, back in October 2025. And then pretty much for a while, I was like, I'm interested because I liked Pokemon for a while, but it was hard to get product, and I don't care about League of Legends that much. Fast forward to about May, I found out that they were doing the whole regional thing, similar to the Pokemon thing where you go playing regionals, you try to score points, you get enough points, you get invited to Worlds. They're doing that whole circuit, which is pretty intense for like a new card game, but Riot's got hella money. They can afford it. And they announce my little cat's meowing back here. Come here. They announce that one of the cities they're going to is Vancouver. So I'm like, okay, I'll try. Sign up, or wait for the sign up for the regional. Sign up, I get in, and I'm like, okay. So at that point, I might have played Riftbound once because I like played the little starter kit. So I don't really know what's going on. So at that point, when I signed up, is when I started looking into it, researching cards, buying decks, and all that. And then try to get into the community here in Vancouver for Riftbound. Lots of nice folks. I bought originally an Azir deck. If you don't know who Azir from League of Legends is, he's like a pharaoh that can summon sand soldiers. I bought that. And then I ended up buying a pack and pulled LeBlanc, which is this new... Do you know LeBlanc? Because I did not know LeBlanc.
I don't.
Pulled her. She's like someone that can make like copies of herself. She's the cloner. Okay. So like her whole deck is you clone your units and just overwhelm your enemy kind of thing. So
she's a baddie.
Yeah, she's a bit of a baddie. Let me pull up the art I pulled of it. LeBlanc.
You had a request to raise the kitty, but it came in after Misty had already left.
She's gone. She hopped over to the table. I think she just wants attention, but she's over there. She's hanging out. LeBlanc overnumbered, unleashed. She'll come back. Don't worry. She'll come back. Let me share my screen real quick for our video watchers. But I pulled this card on the right here.
Oh, look at that. That is many of her.
Yeah, ignore the price. That's not what I'm trying to show. But the art here. Yeah. That was for the kitty. So anyways, this is actually good. So like for Mjolnir in the chat, here's some of the like overnumbered arts. These are the rares. Like this Baron Nashor is just crazy cool. Oh, actually, I'm not sure if you can see that. You can't. yeah, there's just like very cool over-numbered art for a lot of these cards, and they're printed on nice cardstock. So like
What
actually
does
touching the cards.
over-numbered mean?
So there's like a certain amount of cards in a set, and then they won't tell you, but there's special cards like above what they actually spoiled in the set, and those are called overnumbered, or in this game they call them overnumbered.
Okay.
And they just have like alternate arts of some of the other cards. What makes it special, or what Riftbound is doing, is like they have the overnumbered art. For example, this one's Diana's Going to the Moon, but they also have a version that's even rarer that has the artist's signature.
Cool.
So and like pull rates, all that, but these go for like thousands of dollars.
That's wild.
Depending. It is quite crazy, the rarity of it all, but then that's like, it helps pay the bills, right? Like people like to chase this kind of stuff, and having that secondary market, although it can be pretty bad because it's like scalpy and all that, it works as a business model to sustain for at least a little bit. That wasn't really why I want to get in the game. I want to get in the game because I want to play it. And then fast forward to May 29th weekend to 31st, I went to the Vancouver Convention Center and I played the main event, which, to be honest, I had no reason to do because I learned the game in about like a month. I bought one of the harder decks, but I'm a card game player. I know
that's your LeBlanc deck.
Yeah, my LeBlanc deck. One of the harder ones, but like it's not much harder than like all the Magic the Gathering Commander decks I've played, and I've been playing Pokemon for so long and all that. So I kind of knew like how to. I know how to chain sequences. I know how to plan turns ahead and focus on like information and deducting information. The main event on Saturday, super fun. I ended up only playing 4 rounds and dropping after 3 losses, but I got 1 win. And that was my goal.
Right on.
So I'm like, that was my goal. I wanted 1 win, and I got it. And then after that, I'm like, I'm satisfied. I dropped from the main event, and then you can do these things called side events, where you earn these extra little play tickets and use those play tickets to redeem for prizes and stuff. That was really fun. I did a lot of those. Ended up meeting lots of cool people. Shout out to Chris from New York, who flew over here to Vancouver. Wow. Folks from all over the world flew all over to play, like people from like Nashville and stuff. It's nice. And this is what I like about regionals, is you do like, it brings people from way all over to one place to just play and learn and have community, right?
I think we saw shortly after this, Casey DeFreitas of IGN posted on Instagram that she was there, didn't she?
Yeah. Casey DeFreitas from IGN. I was like walking around, wandering, and being like, that person looks familiar, but her brand is like this like dyed hair, like cool girl look.
Yeah, she looked too cool for you.
Probably just exactly. So I'm like, whatever. I probably just seen a familiar looking person. Yeah, lots of cool folks there. I met Skara. I don't know if you're familiar with Skara. I don't know if chat is, but he was like one of the original League of Legends esports players that pivoted to be a content creator, and now he does like gaming content around offline TV. He was the part of the crew that started that with like Disguised Toast and Lily Pichu. Like, so.
Okay.
So that guy.
I know Disguised Toast, but only because of you and because of OWCS Overwatch. So.
And Disguised Toast was there on Sunday. I didn't see him though.
Shoot. That's fun.
He was there. He was there. I'm actually in Skara's vlog, if I can bring you back to the stream, for about 1 second. And it's not even me. It's the back of my head. So there's this part where he's like talking to Peter Park, another guy in that thing, whatever, talking. And then if you're watching the stream, there I am.
There it is.
In the corner.
Yep.
It's the SpongeBob meme of him pointing to the window in the back, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Is that a Grow Up Level Up hat?
No, it's a Vancouver Titans hat, actually.
Wow. Did you catch that?
No, I didn't.
I'm giving you the look.
Our hats haven't come in yet.
It's called marketing. I'm just kidding.
I did wear a hoodie. And the shirt.
Everyone's getting a peek at my
basement. He's falling apart.
There we go.
Yeah, so like overall, I don't want to go too long on this because we got like 2 more events to talk about. Overall for Riftbound, I can dive into like the mechanics of the game another time and my deck and all that. But I think for me, I went to it because I wanted that regional experience again. I don't even know if we properly talked about it, but I went to the Pokemon one back in Seattle. earlier this year, and it
Mhm.
was just like super fun
Yeah.
of being in competition with other people. At the same time, it's like it's just a card game. And then after that, even if you lose, there's still tons of stuff to do. Everyone's cheering each other on. It is like sweaty to a certain extent, but also at the same time, lots of folks know they aren't gonna
They're
take it
not
all the way.
professionals,
So
yeah.
yeah, and they're just there for the thrill of competition
Right.
and community. And I think that's like definitely a new experience because going into the Pokemon one, I was feeling more pressure of like, oh, I have to
Mhm,
perform
mhm.
for this. But then going into this one, sure, the game is new to me. Like I skipped over it, but one of the reasons like that I knew how to play my deck, but I didn't know what all the cards out there. Like I didn't have time
Mm.
to learn
Of
what every
course.
other deck
How could
does.
you? Yeah.
And then I'm sure that like comes with experience because like how else could you do it? But just being in community with people, just playing and enjoying the actual game is like more than enough for me. That I think like this
Right on.
regional experience thing is definitely something that definitely want to do more in the future. And I encourage other folks to do like whether it's Pokemon or Riftbound and I don't know what else is out there. One Piece. Like I think like
Do
these card
people
game regionals.
do people actually play One Piece though, or do they just collect cards and
Yeah.
sell them?
Yeah. Shout out to Koi Collectibles
Okay.
on YouTube. I pretty much everything I know from One Piece is like through her. She is a content creator out of like I think like more the eastern side of the US, I think. Maybe
Mm,
Texas actually.
okay.
And yeah, she's just like she plays the game, she collects and all that. And the other thing I want to shout out about these types of regionals, like these types of games. Oh my gosh, another cool story. But Pokemon especially is that the audience isn't just 20 to 30-year-old dudes, right? Like there's women, there's trans folks, there's kids, parents, like all types of ages, all types of groups. More so in Pokemon than the other ones from what I've seen. But these are all different types of people from all different types of walks of life coming together to play this game. And I think that's great. I'm going to bring it back 2 years in 2025. Yeah. When the Pokemon Regional was here in Vancouver, I wasn't playing the game properly yet. Like, I don't even think I knew all the rules yet, but I did one side event just to see if I would like it. And I paired against a first person I played against was a person named Zeri. They were super friendly, helped me with all the rules, gave me tips at the end. Of course, they beat me, but
Mhm.
I had a really good experience. And they told me they were from Alberta, I think Calgary, actually.
Oh yeah, yeah.
1 year later, more than a year later, I sit down at my table against my opponent and I look to my right, across and to my right, and I look them in the eyes and say, like, I think I know you.
Yeah.
And I was like, is your name Zeri? And then they're like, yeah. And it's like, oh, you were my first ever Pokemon opponent a year plus ago.
That's so
And
funny.
yeah, we somehow sat together in the same table at a completely different games
Right
event.
on.
So
That's cool.
so that's yeah, it's like bringing folks together. Like, what are the
Yeah,
chances, right? Yeah.
yeah. That's
So
awesome. So, I mean, bringing it back to Riftbound, like it sounds like you at least had a good experience, even if, you didn't necessarily win, but that wasn't your expectation. Because I remember you coming out of Pokemon and being a little bit like, you had fun, but also being like, I'm disappointed with myself because there was at least, I think, one match, maybe two, that you were
yeah,
like, yeah, I screwed
like 5
myself. I
mistakes
should have
that I knew
won.
I could have.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
knew what you did wrong and everything. So, I mean, the question is like, do you think you'd go again? And do you think you'll keep up with Riftbound? Or is this going to be your side hustle next to your Pokemon
Next to my other
dreams?
side hustle.
Yeah.
That's a tricky thing because I do like the game
Mhm.
and I think there's so much potential and like opening the cards is fun and all that, right? But yeah, I even that like month or so I was trying to grind this, like I really had to choose either Riftbound or Pokemon each week. I just didn't have enough hours in the day to do it.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, I think like going forward, I think personally, I think I still would stick with Pokemon over Riftbound, even though I
You
think
know the
Riftbound as a
IP
game
better.
is also, yeah, and I know that like the game, both games are interesting in their own ways itself. But yeah, I think with Pokemon, it's just like more folks I know are invested into it. It's yeah, I know all the Pokemon. There's always something fresh coming out.
Yeah.
At the same time, like Riftbound, I think will always have like a place on my shelf if I ever want to break it out, and
Nice.
if my friends want to play something new or try something a little different, it might be like that what Magic the Gathering is, right? You play it more than you collect and do other things with
Right,
it.
right.
And that's kind of where Riftbound is for me right now. Now, that being said, the Los Angeles Regionals is coming up kind of quick in September. I don't know if signups already started, but I did find the creator like media pass sign up link.
Okay.
So
okay, now we're
there
talking.
might be a chance that I apply, and if I get in, maybe I'll need to do a little quick weekend trip down to LA for the LA regionals down in September. This might be a good time to tell you all that I did a vlog of the Riftbound of my Riftbound experience over on the YouTube channel. So go check it out. It is called I Learned Riftbound in a Month and entered regionals on the Grow Up Level Up podcast. Yeah, so that was also kind of like part of my experience was like I wanted to make a vlog of my experience just to have like a journal on something that happened, and that was really fun. I didn't do as much as I thought I would, recording like between each match and doing replays and analysis and whatever. But I think just to get a general vibe of what I did, I think I did all right. So, but you guys let me know what you think. Head over to YouTube and check it out. Gianni in the chat says Los Angeles. You say, yes, Gianni, I will be in LA maybe 2 times in September.
I was going to say, yeah.
Happens. But you know what, Gianni? Okay, I will say this. Shout out Chris from New York. We were just chatting, shooting the shit. How'd you get here? You know, how, like, what were you doing? How'd you find out about League? And he was like, honestly, he's never planned to go to Vancouver. It was never his, like, interest to go to Vancouver. And he signed up for the creator thing for Vancouver, and he got in. And he was saying, like, his, and shout out to, let me make sure I have the right name here.
I'm guessing it's like the creator program probably gets you a badge, hey, into the...
It gets you a badge. It doesn't get you a badge into the main event, but it got him a badge to the creator area, and he met all the other creators there, like Skara and Peter.
That's
Barton,
where the
that,
snacks
right? Like they did
are, the free water bottles. Hell
yeah. Yeah, the free packs. Yeah,
I will. Oh, free packs? So, now that's tight. I will flash my media badge from the Overwatch League Grand Finals that got me into the VIP.
I have my badge right here. This is LeBlanc on the badge.
Sick.
There you go. Yeah, there's holes in it because, like, as you redeem things, they punch a hole, so it's like
that's cool.
Can't buy an extra too much of a booster box.
That's kind of cool though.
Kind of thing. Anyways, Johnny, asking you to lock in. Chris_Rifts on Instagram. He was telling me that he saw this creator program and he had kind of an Instagram page, but he's like, oh, I'm gonna try to get the Instagram badge. He started doing Riftbound content on Instagram, literally just him opening packs, small vlogs, and that got him a creator badge. And I won't say his like follower count, but it's not high. Gianni, if you want to apply,
the bar's low.
I'll apply because I think they want more and more people, more like diverse people to get in on this on the ground floor. The game is, like I said, less than a year old. It came out in October last year, so we are still in year 1, year 0 of the game.
That's maybe the most surprising part to me is like it's not a proven product, like especially with the way you say League kind of turned on. What was the other one? The Hearthstone, like, you know,
Runeterra, Legends of Runeterra.
Exactly. Yes, it's like it's a little bit like, are they going to keep this up? But you know, maybe the physical will keep it.
I think.
For them.
I think it's good. Like genuinely, I think they have a really good, solid product. Of course, the IP is proven. I think the game itself is fun. It is just like, will this have traction and will it stay? Like Pokemon's kind of cheating because it's been around for 30 years, right?
Yeah. It's a proven
I was
thing.
chatting with another friend. She's a really big League of Legends head, but she was saying like it is interesting in Riftbound. They have to just start making up things because there isn't enough things to make.
They're playing catch up in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you have the main characters, but then you're also making up little fae folk or drop border because they need things, or like sanctuary pet because they need things to build out the world, which is fine. It's part of it, but she just thought it was interesting because like in League you just know the champions and like that's it,
right?
Whereas now they got to build out some of the lore and whatnot. So
that's kind of cool to be there on the ground floor like that, though.
Exactly, yeah, because then you get to really like be a part of it. And from what I see, like the community is great, the devs are great. Of course, growing pains here and there. There's already banned cards, but right now the game is fun and diverse, and I think that's what's important in the end. That will give it staying power.
Absolutely,
Gianni. Check your DMs. I'm about to send you a link here. But That's all I really have to say about Riftbound. It's going to be my number 2, well, maybe number 3 card game after Magic. I do think it's fun, and I like the community, and I can't wait to see where it goes. I just wish I had time to play it and time to go to like weeklies and all that, right?
Yeah, of course. Who's ever got the time for all these hobbies, right?
Exactly.
That's the trouble with gaming. And I mean, you bring in physical card gaming too, and it's just
yeah, it's
another
a whole other
thing,
thing,
right? So
you gotta go there and play.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Well, is there anything else you want to close out with for Riftbound? Anything else you want to shout out, or anyone else?
Shout out to Chris underscore Riffs in on Instagram. Super cool guy. Shout out to just the Riftbound community for showing up for Vancouver. Like Pokemon skipped Vancouver this year to do Seattle. Hopefully they'll come back one day. Yeah. But Riftbound, I hope they come back to Vancouver, because as they started the main event there's an announcement like this is the biggest main event that we've had so far for Riftbound.
Cool.
To be fair, there's only been like 2 or 3 before. But it means the game is growing. It means the game is growing even after these couple sets. So yeah, I'm definitely still interested, definitely in playing Riftbound and opening more packs. It is just a matter of time. Yeah.
Nice. Cool. All right. Well, that was the first event you went to. And then a mere week later, you found yourself at another event. Now, viewers of the show, viewers and listeners, will remember Kevin Deere, who we had on the show, who actually talked about this event because he is the main guy behind it. So why don't you tell us about what you're up to on June 6th to the 7th?
On June 6th to the 7th, I went to a yearly event here in Vancouver called the Battle of BC, meaning the Battle of British Columbia. This one is the 8th one, and it is essentially a fighting game tournament. So we're talking Smash Bros, Smash Ultimate, Street Fighter, Tekken.
I believe
Rivals of Aether. Yeah.
Sorry to jump in there, but I believe it is the biggest fighting game tournament in Canada. I think that's what Kevin said. Yeah. And I think that's what he has on the website and everything. So,
I think it's true, because it was bumping. Like definitely me and my brother, we ended up going together. We went a little early.
I love the CRTs as in, they got there.
Oh my gosh, yeah, dude, real CRTs, real real big chonkers, probably heavy. Screens everywhere, Switches everywhere, GameCubes everywhere, PS5s everywhere. Just folks like doing like 1v1s, doing casuals. We didn't get to catch too much of the main event, but they were doing like all their like Swiss and their sides and pools to eventually get into the main event. And it was just honestly, it was just like the regional. Yeah. But instead of games taking like an hour long, you can finish your fight in 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
and then you move on. Right? So we weren't there for as long as I was in the regional, but it was just really cool to see like the community show up for it. Of course, you had famous folks like Hungry Box there. I think Zane is another famous player representing Shopify Rebellion, playing Smash. They ended up being in the finals. Nice. Hungry Box was walking by and then took a picture with me and my brother, and we're like, wow, I've been watching this guy since I was a kid, and he's funny. Not like much older than me. I might be the same age actually. But I'm like, wow, I remember watching a documentary on YouTube called The Smash Brothers, and it documented like his whole like life journey, and he's still at it. Like he's been playing Melee for like over 10 years, probably at least 20 years at this point.
That's cool.
Competitively. So super cool guy, super nice, very soft spoken. And then, I think like my brother and his friends showed up later to do like just sides. So very similar to Riftbound and Pokemon, where there's main event, there's sides, there's like merch booths, vendors, and just side activities to do. And it was a really great time. It was like, unfortunately, I didn't train hard enough for this one, for this fighting game. Maybe in 2027, I just got to find a fighting game I like.
Yeah,
which is probably just Street Fighter.
Fighting games are tough because obviously there's different styles to them and everything. And like the most approachable one is probably Smash, but I don't know, the older I get, the less it seems like I'm actually good at Smash. Like I remember a time where I thought I was good at Smash. Now, I did eventually start playing Smash with people who were into like the actual competitive scene. I got pretty decent at Melee, but we've come so far, and I've never gotten big into fighting games. I was big into Street Fighter 4, so I know Street Fighter the most out of all the major ones, but I'd
Yeah.
love to go to an event just to see, just to watch. So
I think if I were to go to Battle of BC again, oh, and I forgot to mention my pass was comped by Gallant Gaming, Kevin Deere and his company. So thank you so much for that. Yeah, I think if I were to go again, I'd do a proper go at it. I think the
Nice.
timing of this being right after Riftbound, just like being busy with work and other life stuff, I didn't have the time and space to get into a fighting game, but maybe I challenge myself next year and buy a competitor's badge and
Ooh.
do it proper
Nice.
and
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Put in the reps. Before I ask you another question about this, I'm going to tell a quick story about my Smash career.
Please do.
So,
please do.
As I mentioned a second ago, I got into Melee pretty hardcore in high school because I had some friends who were already hardcore into it. And when I say hardcore, I mean Melee already over the hill. We had moved on to Brawl because Brawl was the new thing on Wii. But these friends were on the Smash forums, where it was a competitive community built around Melee specifically, and they were all chatting away and dropping strats and watching YouTube videos on how to wave dash,
counting frames,
and yeah, like everything. Like they were hardcore into it. And eventually, somehow, someone arranged a Calgary meetup of the local Smash community. And it was all these names and guys that I had heard about and seen on the forums and on YouTube videos for so long. I remember one of them went by Levi. That might have just been his name. One of them went by The Show, which was cool because he was The Show.
Cool.
And eventually they lived like probably 45 minutes south of us, like, other end of the city. But me and my two friends, we caught the train or the bus down there and we went over to Levi's house. And there must have been 30 people crammed in his basement, all playing Smash against each other. And so we arranged like a round robin tournament. I was definitely the worst person there. And I won matches specifically on the fact that everyone expected me to be better. So they were like making mistakes, thinking they were predicting what I was going to do because they were at that level, right? They're thinking 2 steps ahead of me. And I just was not that good. But they would make their own mistakes and it would wind up with me winning. So I do remember beating The Show with me playing, I want to say, so Show played Peach, Jigglypuff, and Kirby, all the like pink ones. Peach. Shout out Peach. And I basically played Samus. And that was the only character I could play. Now, Samus could super wave dash in Melee. So she had a bit of an advantage. But I just remember beating The Show in one round. And I was like, that's it. I've peaked. And then after that, everyone kind of caught on to the fact that I sucked and they just wrecked me. So anyways, that's my competitive Smash story. Separate from that, I eventually got into Street Fighter 4, but that only lasted for so long. So anyways, that's my competitive.
It sounds like you got
fighting game.
You got the heart in you. I feel like
I
feel like I'll see you at Battle of BC next year.
I like the competition, right? You know that we're both competitive multiplayer gamers. If I could fighting game, I would. It just eventually, like the quarter turns, half turns, and everything, my thumbs just didn't work that well on the sticks. So it's too bad. But I'm good with my thumbs, but not in that way.
Not in you have to be faster than the other guy kind of way.
Exactly. Yeah. Now. Oh, look at this.
So this was the final match, Hungry Box versus Zane. Right. Where was I watching this? I think my brother was in the venue.
Marth versus Jigglypuff, it looks like.
Yeah, Marth versus Jigglypuff. And this was a really close set. So if you want to look it up later, yeah, check it out. Gallant Gaming VODs. They have the entire tournament, like whenever they were playing on stage up there. But this was really good because it was like, I haven't played Melee in so long.
They're playing Melee. Hey, yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're playing Melee.
It's the best for competitive. That's what they say.
Harry Chu in the chat saying Melee Smash is the best Smash. And like just being like, wow, I have been following this game for so long. I know exactly what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I know like how it feels to move like that as Jigglypuff and as Marth, and like knowing like who's got pressure, who's got advantage. So like it's like watching hockey or soccer again. Like you know how to watch it and who's got advantage. And it felt very I don't even know if nostalgic's the right word, but it was like, oh, this is like I'm home. Like
For
I've
yeah.
been here before.
For me, it totally is nostalgic. Like I can see Marth especially. It's easier to notice, but you can see Jigglypuff doing it too there. But you can see them wave dashing across the stage, which is like it's a tech, right? It's not something that everyone knows how to do, because if you don't know how to do it, you can't really do it, right? It's a certain button input that you hit it so quickly, your character basically glitches a little bit, and you have like iframes. So, anyways, it's funny watching that because yeah, for me too, it's just like oh man, it just takes me
I've
right
been
back.
there.
If they put on Fox and Falco, oh, that would be my two friends just going at it. One of them is Fox, one of them is Falco, trying to beat the other.
So one more tangent while we're in this Smash Melee realm. Have you ever watched a documentary, The Smash Brothers, Jordan?
I have not. That's the one you mentioned.
Gosh. Oh my gosh. This is like this is like a core memory for me. So it's like it's a long series on YouTube. I guess looking back, 9 episodes, they're all about half an hour long.
Oh, yeah.
But this came out, 12 years ago. And even by the time it came out, it was already a couple years old because they remastered it and put it on YouTube. But it's like a homemade documentary of literally Smash Melee being an esport as when Smash Melee came out.
That's awesome.
And you see everybody. You see Mewtwo King. You see Hungry Box, Leffen, and all these folks. You see like names that don't exist anymore.
Yeah, of course.
Like husband and wife. I don't even know if so like all these folks are in here. It is such a long I know, and they were a duo too. I was like, that's great. And like some of these folks have moved on. But some of these folks are like still in it, and they're at events like Battle of BC.
That's cool.
And Evo and all that. So very, very cool. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, he's in WoW. Yeah. Check it out on YouTube. The Smash Brothers.
That's cool. Well, bringing it back to the Battle of BC. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about? Did you want to talk about, I know you went to an after party. Do you want to talk about the party? Were there drugs?
I mean,
it's
no,
BC.
The after party was
I'm just kidding.
Well, of course, then the answer is yes. Somebody's doing something somewhere. The after party. So there was a boat party on Saturday night.
I heard.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make that, but yeah.
I follow Kevin on Instagram, and he was specifically commenting on how much alcohol and weed they had for free on the boat. Anyways, go on.
Whoa.
he literally on his Instagram post, he's like, tons of free booze and all the weed you could want, or something like that. I was like, wow, okay, cool. Canada.
BC.
In BC. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, so I wasn't able to make the boat party, unfortunately. I will one day.
I don't know if that is unfortunate. It
looked cool.
I'm sure it was a good time. I'm sure anyone would have fun. It's also a lot of gamers in a very close quarters. So, that's all I'll say.
Yeah, after a long day, too.
After a long day, absolutely.
I will, like, going on a boat down the inlet on a Vancouver summer night. That would be pretty cool, though.
Yeah, it would. Absolutely.
Boat party sounds cool. Gamers wear your deodorant. The real party was at Jordan's this weekend back, girl saying. But I went to the other after party at the actual end of the event. It was pretty much just like at a bar. It was the Battle of BC Birthday Bash, I believe it was called. And then it was just drinks, DJ, really good time. But I want to shout out the band. And I didn't set this up correctly, but if you ever get to see a band called Chopping Spree live, young band, Chopping Spree, not Shopping Spree. They're on Spotify as well. They are so good live. Like these kids got it. Yeah, I'll try to post a video on my Instagram, or it might still be there, of the band. They are really, really, really talented. Just live sax, live keys, drums, guitar. Like these guys are good. If you're in the Vancouver area, I think they're playing at the Catalano Street Festival.
Oh, cool.
Definitely go check it out. So
right on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but really great. Shout out to Lay. She organized the whole event. She helped organize Battle of BC as well. I think she did most of the music and the post-event coordination stuff. Super friendly. She's been in the esports scene in here in Vancouver for a long time as well. I believe she used to be involved with UBC esports, and that's how she got into it. But yeah, super cool person. And I wish I could have just stayed longer. Like I said, I was like busy with other life stuff that weekend. I wasn't able to stay as long as I could at the Battle of BC. But thank you, Kevin, for the invite. Thank you for the ticket. And I can't wait to do it again next year. Like
awesome.
I got to give it a proper go. So
yeah, fair enough. Cool. Well, that's good stuff. But you had another event that you went to. And
we
this
got one more, baby.
This one, it's funny because I knew you went to the Riftbound qualifiers. I knew you went to the Battle of BC. I don't think you mentioned that you were doing this third one at all. You just all of a sudden had a vlog that you were dropping. And I was like, what you talking about, Willis? So tell us, but also tell me, because I know nothing about it other than your vlog, but tell us about the Vancouver Garden Game Garden. Sorry, not garden game.
The Vancouver Game Garden, of course, like Jordan said, a vlog now up on YouTube. I swear I told you about this, but
I mean,
things get lost in the mix. Probably we did, but I forgot to remind you.
You sometimes send me things and you're like, should I go? And I'm like, I don't know. Do you want to? And then that's all and then I don't know if you went or not. Right. So I think it was one of those where you sent me a link to it and I was like, oh, that looks cool. And then I didn't know you actually went. So anyways,
I do that a lot. I got the vlog playing in the background here on YouTube. This is a rare full body Samson shot for those. I'm not just a torso.
But he
is Vancouver
in fact,
Game Garden.
5 foot, 2 inches.
I got legs. I got 2 foot legs.
Yep, 2 foot legs.
So ironically, Game Garden also hosted in the same venue, the Roundhouse Community Center, as Vancouver Game Expo back in November, which I was in. So also very similar event. It's just folks from Vancouver who are building something cool, a cool game, showing off what they're building. No pressure, no pitches, whatever. And it was just like a real nice community event. A couple familiar faces there. Like if you watch the vlog, we got Mike from Pin Pow. We got Andrew who worked on Wastelanders, and just catching up with them and saying like, hey, my game's out, you can play it, or like we're still working on it, and playing some demos and just like appreciating the art of these artists was really cool. So I love supporting stuff like this. I wish it would happen more often, but twice a year is quite a bit, I guess. So definitely check out the vlog on YouTube. I do like similar interviews with everyone and play some demos and all that. But I want to say my favorite game from it was a game called Flocking Around. I don't know if I've ever talked about it on the show, but it is one of those friend slop games.
Of course. I knew it.
But in this game, you like make or you and your friends, you have to go around this like nature park and take pictures of birds. And the better, so like Pokemon Snap,
right?
The better pictures of the birds you take, you get more stars. Yeah, this is it. I'm playing it on the YouTube thing. The better pictures you take, then you unlock the next area, and your goal is just to go through the entire map. It's not a very long game. Like I think we finished it in a night or two.
Okay.
But it is a lot of fun because I don't know if you like birding, Jordan, but I have a couple of friends that like birding.
I have friends that like birding as well.
Exactly.
I think they're losers, but anyways, go on.
Hey, but now you can get them to play this game with you. And it was just like a nice charming game that I found out was made here in Vancouver. So obviously have to support local. Sienna, one of the developers here, she was super, super cool. And then, yeah, like the game itself, super casual, super easy, super fun. They said like their game was inspired by another documentary called Listers, which I'm like, wow, okay, it's like art inspiring art. That's cool.
Absolutely.
And yeah, just like I just told them like, hey, me and my friends, we loved Flock Around. Like I have a friend who is a real birder. I have another friend who's a completionist, and he got every bird and every shiny version of the bird. So like, and she was really appreciative. She was super cool. So shout out Sienna. One other thing I learned, I'm pretty sure this is not like an NDA thing, but apparently bird sounds are copyrighted, or not copyrighted, but they're licensed, right? Because like somebody had to go out, record the sound.
Oh, okay.
And then like let you use it or put it in a bank or whatever. So how they got around it is, okay.
Did they record all their own bird sounds?
They recorded their own bird sounds.
Oh my God. Amazing.
Did it using their own voices.
Okay.
So all the bird sounds in the game are their own voice. Yeah, but it didn't sound like it. Like it sounded legit.
They sound legit? Okay, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's
and then that way they were able to get like the rare, like hard to find bird sounds in real life. They were able to get those. And then apparently they were talking to the developers behind the Wingspan game on Steam, and they're like, hey, can we do like can we work together? Like, we'll give you some bird sounds and we can maybe work on a bundle together on Steam. And then that's apparently how like that bird relationship came together. So
birds of a feather flock together.
Wow. That's good. That's good. So bird games, pretty sweet.
That's cool. That's exciting.
Yeah. So I encourage you guys to check out the vlog on YouTube. That's where I cover a lot of the games, a lot of different folks. Of course, like shout out to all the folks that were in the vlog as well. I know not everyone's comfortable being on camera, but I just want to try to support the folks out there and bring some new eyes into the games that could be your next favorite.
What was the bird game called again?
Flocking around. So kind of like fucking around, but
whoa.
Sorry. I know the weed was too far, but
I just wanted to look it up, and now you're flocking with me. Jeepers!
Whoa.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, flocking around.
All right.
But yeah, overall the event super casual. I just went table to table. It was busy, but like a good busy. Like
mostly
I was talking with
developers, or
like
average people walking around
at their.
too?
No. Like every table had somebody demoing a game.
Okay, cool.
The entire time. Like it was hard because my goal was like, okay, I'll find what empty tables are and I'll sit down for a demo, and then we'll see if they want to talk or whatever. It was quite hard. Like I circled a couple times before I found an empty seat. Or was able to catch up with someone like Mike or Andrew because they were busy talking with other folks and helping people demo their game. So it was like a good amount of steady busy. It was a beautiful day downtown, and lots of folks it was a free event as well. So like we had folks coming in and out. And it was just like a nice supportive community of folks showing off their games, getting feedback. Like that was another thing, is we had folks showing off the game and then like play testing. Saying like, oh, we know this is broken. They asked like, oh, what do you think of this mechanic, that mechanic? How did it feel? And then they like made notes and back into the lab after that, I guess.
Yeah.
So super cool. Vancouver Game Garden. I wish they hosted it lots. But it seems like it is kind of like a volunteer run event. Still sponsored by folks like Inner Sloth, Dan Mullen Games. Yeah, Vancouver Game Expo. I guess there's some symbiotic relationship. Lots of bigger names there, like Lena Rain, who did the soundtrack for Celeste. She's local. Maddie Makes Games was there. Or I think they changed their name. XOK was
really
there. XOK Games.
Okay,
the studio changed the name.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, lots of well-known folks were there as well, along with like just people making their first game, making interesting projects. There's one, I don't think I got too much footage of it, but it was like, oh, here, I got it right here, the screenshot. This was, I think, a game jam project, but essentially it is called Tri Horse, and it's just 3 buttons. Each button is a leg, and then you can play it by yourself. You can play it with friends.
It's a 3-legged horse.
Had like, 3-legged horse. They had
I get it.
People, it's like, okay, you and you're each leg, and then you have to try to get to the end of it was barely an obstacle course too, but it was hard. and you're just like this horse just trying to run to the end of the obstacle course. Nice. So yeah, it was very funny. So yeah, lots of creative stuff like that all around. Definitely check out the full vlog because I do a little interview.
Yeah.
And then
Very cool. Very cool. Now, you have one other note here on the run of show that I'm very curious about, and it is in relation to this event. It says plus FIFA. Now, what does FIFA have to do with this?
Okay, so I'll bring up the visual again here. So I was downtown.
You were downtown.
I was in one section of downtown called Yaletown. And then I don't know if you heard of this other small event, Jordan, called the FIFA World Cup, where they play football / soccer all over the world. And this year it's hosted in North America, and Vancouver is one of the host cities. No? Okay.
Hey.
So this was like the first weekend of it popping off. I think it was the day of the first game as well.
Okay.
Australia versus Turkey.
Yeah.
So the city was bumping. Like downtown was bumping. I was in Yaletown. It was a 5-minute walk to a street called Granville Street, which is kind of like the party street here in Vancouver. And what the city did is they blocked it off the cars and then just like let people extend their like patios, like the restaurant patios, into the street.
Really? Okay, that's
so
cool.
It became like just like 4 or 5 blocks of
Party Central.
Parties, actual Party Central. So I'm like, okay, I'll go just do the walk and see what's going on. And you got this was around like 4 o'clock, so you got people playing soccer, making circles, chatting, cheering. You got live bands, folks just wandering around, lots of art installations, lots of people talking to people. Yeah, the bar extending into the street. It was Australia versus Turkey, so you see all the red jerseys and all the gold jerseys. At one point, I was just walking like up the street, and then the police started blocking us off, and then a parade of Australian people started walking down and cheering. That was crazy.
Oi,
I was
mate.
like, wow. Yeah, pretty much like Aussie, 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 oi, 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 all the way down. Yeah, and extended to like the art gallery, and it was just like it felt like the Olympics again. I know I don't know if you were in Vancouver during that time, Jordan, but it was party city.
That's
for a couple of weeks there, and it's even better now because it's like summer, so people are actually out and about. I've seen videos of like people like the sky is still bright at 10 p.m. and there's people like partying and mingling. Yeah,
that's funny.
So also lots of criticism, if you can say, like, well, the city will let people do this. Why don't they let them do this all year round? That kind of thing. Yeah. But it's really fun if you are in Vancouver, even if you don't care about FIFA, just go downtown for an afternoon and see what it's like to have like party city. Yeah, because who knows when's the next time they're gonna bring the Olympics here or FIFA again? Maybe never in our lifetime.
And especially because your hockey team will never win. So
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Never have a Stanley Cup.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started. I was extreme side tangent. I got tickets to a baseball game. Batgirl knows. Shut up, Batgirl in the chat. To the SF Giants Pokemon night coming up.
Yep.
And then somebody was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. You guys have to see the Giants. They're so bad." At the same time, I'm like, I watched the Canucks my whole life, man. Like it can't get worse than this.
Yeah, fair enough. At least,
So, at least I got Pikachu dancing around.
I was gonna say you better get one of those jerseys when you're there, because you know what? You better get 5 of those jerseys and put 3 of them in cryo storage and sell them in 50 years, because I did hear that they're going to be exclusive to the game. So
they are. I think you only get one per ticket. So
that's ultra lame. But
I'll just steal some other kids.
Yeah, just push someone over and take it and run.
Exactly.
That's not going to get you arrested at all. That's for sure. Anyways,
so yeah, that was my last 3 Saturdays. Like,
yeah,
I'm feeling exhausted. I start to feel it. Even on that 3rd day of the Riftbound thing, I was doing side events all day, and I'm like, I don't think I've seen the sun for more than 20 minutes as I walked from the train to the convention center. Then it was just like fluorescent light, and the Game Garden was fun as well. But yeah, it was just like it's like being exhausted from having fun and seeing people, which is ironic. But I do encourage folks to get out there and experience what your city has.
Yeah.
No events this weekend, thankfully. I finally get a break. I have events for other reasons, but yeah, those are some like cool gaming events around Vancouver that I wanted to highlight. Of course, videos and vlogs up on Grow Up Level Up on YouTube, so check it out there. I'll also link it down below as well. So support my vlogs. I know the vlog thing overall, I'm still learning how to do, and like trying to find a good balance between it being me and also like being entertaining and being something folks want to watch, but something to learn, something to get better at.
I mean, the way I see it is like, it's as much for you as it is for the audience, right? It's you chronicling your adventures, your time. You can look back on it and remember the good times you had and everything like that. So
yeah, cool. Like I really do like my Vancouver Game Expo one from the fall, just chatting with folks and catching up with them. So I kind of like that style. It's something that I like to watch as well. I think for my next one, I think I'm going to do, and now I'm just getting into like the creative process, the Inside Baseball. I'm definitely going to do like a little more focused. Like I watched Snowbike Mike, Khalif Adams, Stella Chung, like their videos on how they covered SGF. And it was more like, here's 5 games I liked from SGF. Here's 3 games I liked. Right. And then they got to talk a little bit more into it while still in like a condensed like vlog style kind of a video. So I'll try that for next time. But chat, YouTube, let me know in the comments what kind of style you like. Let me know. I'm open to feedback, right? Like I'm not privy to that, or I'm not opposed to that. So let me know what you think of the videos. Let me know what you'd like to see or what I'd like to lean into or maybe do less of. Yeah, let me know your feedback in the comments below or live on Twitch, twitch.tv/growuplevelup, like you are right now on Tuesday evenings, mostly.
That's right. Well, Samson, is there anything else you want to say to wrap up your weekend adventures?
Make sure you guys drink a lot of water because
Drink water.
I
Yeah.
was thirsty for a lot of it.
Yeah. Especially out on the floor, boots on the floor at these events. That's always the biggest thing is like, you're always walking around and then you're like, oh my God, I'm parched all the time. And then you don't want to spend $12 on a lemonade or something like that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the convention food is not good. Yeah, I will say the Riftbound one, not too bad. Not
nice.
too bad.
Nice.
I think I bought a hot dog and chips for like $10, which is not terrible.
Yeah.
But Red Bulls were like $8, and I'm
Exactly.
like, okay, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'll just leave and come back. Actually, there's a 7-Eleven down the street.
Yeah, totally. Cool. Well, that's good stuff. Is there anything else you want to say, or should we let the fine folks get out of here?
I think this brings us to the end of the Where in the World Has Samson Been episode of Grow Up Level Up.
I think that's what we should call this one.
Yeah. Put a little
Where in the
Carmen
world
Sandiego
is Carmen Samsonego?
There we go.
Yeah.
That won't get us demonetized or copyright strike.
Definitely not. No.
Samsonego.
Who's coming after Carmen Sandiego? Nobody. Well, everybody. That's the whole idea is she's on the run. Anyways.
Was it? I didn't know about this.
Yeah, she's a spy. I mean, there's okay. And one more tangent, and then we can close this show out. There's a Carmen Sandiego animated show on Netflix that's actually pretty good, and it's like a modern thing. Like I watched the original one when I was a kid, but there's one for kids now, and it's actually pretty good.
Okay. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I was more of a Waldo guy, a Where's Waldo guy.
I mean, everyone's into Where's Waldo. It's just such an accessible thing,
Real.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, let me know what you guys think of my vlogs. I do want to do more of them. They are fun to do. I don't mind editing them at all. It's just like trying to find a good style and like if it's even something you want to watch. Like, are the interviews too long? Would you rather see more gameplay? Let me know what you think, chat and audience below in the comments, and I will be happy to do that. As we close out the show, I'd like to remind you that we are Grow Up, Level Up, a podcast talking about all the games that helped us grow up and the games that we chose to play today. In this case, I played like 20 games over 3 weeks, if you could say that. A lot of demos, a lot of card games, and a little bit of fighting games as well. So, and that's just the games I chose to play growing up. Jordan likes to play Uncharted 7. That's also pretty sick as well.
That's right.
So, like, comment, subscribe if you liked what you heard. Go to growuplevelup.com if you want to support the show and grab some merch. And if you really like us, then share it with a friend or leave a comment below, like a little kissing emoji.
And if you don't really like us, share it with a friend or leave a comment below.
Oh, yeah. You know what? If you don't like us, don't send it to your mom. Don't send this episode to your mom. Jordan, where can folks find you if they want to keep up with you?
You can find me all over the internet at Sir Dr. JM, especially over on Instagram and twitch.tv/Sir Dr. JM. That's Sir DRJM, where you can find me posting about things, but generally just lurking, honestly. But that said, I want to stream more. I'm just right now struggling with not having the equipment because it travels with someone I live with to work. So I can't stream when I don't have that here. So that's why I've been a little absent on that front. And then we'll probably talk about it more next week, but I am taking off on a vacation for a little bit. So right now, Instagram is maybe the best way to follow me, but I'm hoping to get back on Twitch soon. So
if you want Jordan to buy a new laptop, buy a hoodie.
That's right.
You can find me at SamsonXP on all the socials, at smsn.bluesky.social, but I'm mostly on Instagram posting about whatnot, and our Discord as well, link in the description below. And like I said earlier, at Grow Up Level Up on all the socials as well. Next week, we got a really cool episode. French Dip Design in the chat if you are still there. Cameron from the French Dip Design and new streamer, aka my friend Vanessa, will be coming onto the show to talk a little bit about streaming and getting started, and Jordan will be there too. And Jordan, maybe you can rant about your streaming woes there as well. So make sure you are subscribed and here live again Tuesday evening around 8:00 Pacific for the show. Jordan, before we hop into our live exclusive post show and end the recording here, what are your wise words for the folks?
My wise words today are going to be very poorly paraphrased from one Greg Miller of Kind of Funny fame, who today went on a rant about all the woes happening over at Xbox and with Microsoft. And he simply conveyed the message of, as a business leader, you may struggle with the fact that you have to manage both the business but also the people. And I think the message he really tried to get across was simply the fact that you have to manage the hearts of these people, and it cannot be about the business, because of course Xbox is laying off tons and tons of people and has thrown many studios into chaos. So always look out for one another, and if you're in a position of leadership, lead the people rather than manage them.
And we'll call it there. And speaking of leading the people, shall we raid someone? If
you have someone to raid into, I was looking and I
got one.
For once, I don't really have anybody, but if you have someone, let's do it.
I got one.